Welcome to another episode of Built Between Meetings. This is one of those jobs I probably do when I should be in meetings, but when the sun is shining and the lawn needs mowing, you take the opportunity. Working from home does give me a bit more flexibility, and with all the rain we've been having lately, you really have to mow when you can, otherwise the grass grows behind you before you've even finished. We have a Cub Cadet ZTS1 46-inch zero-turn mower. Before this we had a Cub Cadet XT2 42-inch tractor mower. I actually bought the XT2 before we even purchased the house because I was excited and jumped the gun a bit. It was a good mower, but looking back I probably should have started with the steering wheel zero-turn. The ZTS46 is faster, easier to manoeuvre and much better suited to this property. We have about an acre around the main house block and we try and keep this section as clean and tidy as possible. During summer we're usually mowing it once a week or every 2 weeks depending on how much rain we've had. The house block itself is pretty straightforward. It's clean, open and fairly easy to mow. There are a few awkward sections, especially the hill near the house. You can see there on the right. The area is too steep and awkward for the ride on, and it's even difficult with the hand mower, so it usually needs to be whippersnipped, which I absolutely hate doing and only do when it gets really long or I have a burst of energy. You'll see here too, manoeuvring around, I either have to go back around the entire house, or if I'm feeling really brave, I can actually drive up on the side of the hill and I'm able to get to this part just in front of the house, there where we have the septic tank. For a lot of these bits around the house as well that are really close, is I'll generally use the hand mower so that I can get a bit more precision. And Tanya's garden is there as well, so because we don't have a catcher, I ultimately don't want to blow grass and leaves and rubbish into the garden. If you want to see more of the gardening side of things, my wife has a YouTube channel called Tanya's Country Living. She'll be uploading more around the garden, country living and what we're doing around the property. Feel free to give her a follow and I'll put the link in the description. This is one of the rare times I ran out of fuel right next to the shed. Normally I run out on the other side of the block, which means walking up the hill, grabbing a 20-litre jerry can, then walking all the way back down and then back up, so I'm pretty happy to have run out here. The mower holds about 13 litres of fuel, which is normally enough to do almost the whole 5 acres. At one point I was looking at buying an old Massey Ferguson TE20 tractor just because I thought it would be handy to have around the property. But so far the Cub Cadet is doing the job. It's not a tractor and there are definitely times where something bigger would be useful. But for now it's handling the job and I'm really happy with it. I'm heading out to the front. We recently put an electric gate on. The gate itself isn't the best and we probably need to replace it at some point, but it definitely beats having to open it by hand every time. I like mowing this front section because it's the part that everyone sees from the road. There's also something nice about coming home after a long day of work and seeing the property well maintained. Now I'm heading down to the back block. I normally mow this section every 1 to 2 months rather than weekly like the house block. The house block takes about an hour and a half on its own, but if I do the whole property it's closer to 4 to 5 hours. So realistically I just don't have the time to do it every week unless I lived on the mower. The other reason is the ponies. We want to leave enough grass down here for them to eat, so we're not constantly buying them extra feed. When we bought the place, there were a lot of weeds, so we've been slowly fighting the battle ever since. The grass itself doesn't really need mowing that often. The ponies do a pretty good job of keeping that down. It's the weeds that never stop. If you leave them too long, they get out of hand very quickly. We've got a bit of lantana down here too, thankfully not a huge amount, and I've been trying to kill it off selectively as I find it. When we first moved in, I got a bit ambitious every time I mowed. I'd see a patch of lantana and think, yeah, I'll just run over that. The poor XT2 worked hard. Compared to that, the zero turn has had it pretty easy so far. The main issue with this block are the uneven ground, the undulations and all the gum trees constantly dropping sticks, branches and leaves. I still generally end up doing a blade every time I mow down here because you're always adjusting the deck height and trying to avoid whatever is hiding in the grass. And you're about to see this time I just didn't do that properly. With the old mower, I used to bend the deck instead of the blade, so I'll take a bent blade over having to weld the deck any day of the week. And like I said earlier, whenever something goes wrong down here, you end up having to run all the way back up to the shed. That's why the jumper disappears in a second, because at this point I'd been back and forward a few times. I brought a few sockets down with me, and of course none of them were the right size. The one advantage of having uneven ground is that every now and then you can find a spot like this and use it as a bit of a mechanic's pit. So instead of having to get the mower up on stands, I could just park it over the dip and get underneath to change the blades. I now keep a spare set of blades on hand at all times, because if you bend a blade on the weekend and the mower shop isn't open, that's it, the job's over for the day whether you like it or not. By this point I was starting to rush a little bit, the light was fading pretty quickly, and if you've ever worked outside you'll know how fast you can run out of daylight. 1 minute you think you've got plenty of time, and the next minute you're wondering if you're going to finish before dark. Thankfully I managed to get it done, and here's the finished product. This is the part that makes it all worthwhile. Once it's all mowed and the place just feels cleaner and more under control. It's a really nice block when it's all done, and even though it takes a fair bit of work, you do look back and go, yeah, that was worth it. Now for the less exciting part, cleaning the mower. If I want the mower to last, I've got to look after it, so once I finish mowing I try to give it a proper clean before putting it away. We're on tank water here, but we've got a 140,000 litre underground water tank and a 22,500 poly tank. So while we're careful with water, we do have a decent amount available. And here's my favourite tool, the Milwaukee leaf blower. It just makes cleaning up so much easier. The quick blowdown gets most of the grass, leaves and rubbish off the mower before I put it away. Once it's cleaned, it's time to put it to bed. The mower lives under the house in front of the jet ski. I wish the jet ski got as much use as the mower, but with the weather we've had lately, the mower has definitely been getting a lot more use. That's another mow done. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you in the next one.